Got some Tucson's here, and yeah, there's three of them, but they all three have something in common. So let's get them out of here. So this, I don't know the number, but we'll get it out. Come on, man. Maybe I need to sharpen my little echo. Maybe not. Gotta be a little more intentional about that. Good grief. Come on, man. Give birth. There we go. I'll keep that clean bag. And I'm going to chuck the oily bag. How about that? It's just got a number on it. Yeah, this is a TS334 night morning design in 14C28N. And it has been featured on the channel before. So if you're interested, you can go find a full review on that piece. What's in this one? Yep. So this, I believe this is a slip joint. Same thing. I think I'll chuck the oily bag. Yeah, this is a very interesting slip joint. Look at this thing. I don't have the model number, but I'll find it in just a second. And let's get this other one out of the box. How about that? Not this one. Let me think. This is not... This is the wrong one. This is the one I think I was looking for. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's get it out of here. Can't keep track of my own bench here, my own inventory, right? Come on, man. Be difficult. There we go. Look at this thing. What a piece of work that thing is. All right, so here's what all three of these. This one got a model number. This is a TS506, and then let me get the model number for this one. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, this is a TS192. So a 192, a 506, and the 334. So what these all have in common is they've all been featured on the channel previously. And I have one of each of these in my collection. But in this video, I'm going to pimp these three out. I'm going to pimp them out. Yeah. And then probably purge them out. But I'm going to pimp them out before I do that. Only because all three of these have pimping potential. So I'm going to start by taking this one apart. We'll leave these two up here. Leave those edges exposed so the video has a edginess to it. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Well, here, let's hit this action really quick. So this is oddly a satisfying knife. And I'll tell you why. It is really big in the hand, but it's got great ergos, man. When you put this thing in hand, it's really locked in there and fairly comfortable. Like, I know it's a big chunk of, I mean, I'm pretty sure the definition chunker was for this knife, right? got pretty good access to the lock bar. Nice drop shut. The action on this one's a little stiff, so I may tune that up. I'm going to make note here, just on the inside there. But yeah, let's get it apart, because really the video isn't about check in, check out of the knife. This knife here has its own video where we do that. So that's not what this video is for. This video is we're gonna kick it up a notch, pimp it out just slightly, which means we gotta disassemble the knife. All right, I think we're good to go. Big chuck of N690 steel, which is somewhat of an oddity. You know, you're not going to find a lot of N690 steel in Tucson's lineup. And it is a chunk. Just a little side note, you got to be a little careful when trying to spin these out, because sometimes the edge of this right here is crazy sharp. And you put pressure on it and spin it, and you can cut yourself. Yeah, just a cautionary tale. There we go. Got some of the tension off. We're able to kind of pick it apart now. There we go. And this one. There we go. Cool. All right, well, let's do a little cleanup. I think I'm going to get my box here, and once my parts are clean, I'm going to put them in that box, because I'm going to have 3 of these knives floating around here very shortly. Let me look at this lockup. I mean, there's not a lot of room there. Maybe just the tiniest bit. Let's try it right there. Get it running nice and smooth. Okay, so everything's been cleaned up. We're going to put that to the side. And we got plans for these. We'll set these here. Let's go to our next piece. This was the 192. Let's get this one disassembled. The tolerance here between the back, you know, the spring and the scales is just incredibly tight. Very nicely done. Let me get a pry bar. There we go. There it is. Big micarta scale. Look how dirty it is in here. Not attractive at all. It's on bronze washers. Appears to be greased. There we go. Yeah, it's got a bronze washer on both sides with some grease on it. Back spacer. Yeah, pretty simple stuff here. Got a couple of scales. Let's clean this up, and we'll polish these washers as well on this one. Okay, so this one's completely disassembled and cleaned up. I'm going to slide it also up out of the way. The blade is still here because it's got some of that smudging that blades pick up sometimes. So I'm going to try to clean this up. And the best way I've found is really hot water and Dawn. Yep, sometimes WD-40, but the heat I find to be the key. So I'm going to put this blade over here with these scales, and let's go to the next one. Let's get this one apart. This is the TS 334. Yep. And yeah, it's a big time budget piece, but it's a favorite Tucson of mine. I like it. It's got a great compact size. It's got good ergonomics. 14C28N spear point blade. I mean, there's a lot to like on this piece. I've got an internal screw here. It's got multi-roll bearings. Look at that. Like, just surprise, right? Like, who'd have thought it? Big old budget piece here, and then out of nowhere, it's got some pretty legit components going on in there. All right, let's get pieces and parts in there, but we got to clean them up first. Got to get this scale off so we can get that other screw out of there that's underneath. All right, let's clean everything up and then we'll get it in our storage. Okay, so we got this one all disassembled, cleaned up, ready to go. And so we've got some loose parts here. When we come back, I'll have made some changes here. So you'll see that next. Okay, pa-dow, what do you think? Look at this transformation, man. Look at the purple that come into these. So I sanded these scales a bunch, and they are really gritty and not refined, and yeah, wonderful. And so it's going to look amazing with this bead blast and the stonewashed blade. These I oiled, but I sanded them a bunch too. I notice I got a mar here. I'm not sure if I'm going to fix that or just leave it. Actually, I think I'm going to fix it. Driving me nuts now that I'm looking at it, man. It doesn't look that bad in person, but man, on camera it looks terrible. Okay, well, I scuffed that up, got it back in the die. And while that's being repaired, look at this one. So the purple did get into some of this, like it's apparent there, and then it knocked out these little shapes here as well. So yeah, I mean, completely transformed this, I believe. But I'm going to put this with this and move it out of our way. And then I'm going to set this one up here and move it out of our way. Let's reassemble this one real quick. We'll complete this one while we're waiting for that to do its thing. All right. Yeah, so man, I've been wanting to do this to the one that I have for a long time. And then I thought, yeah, you know what? I don't think I'm going to mess with that stock one. I think I'm just going to buy one and pimp it out. So that, hence the name of the video, Pimp My Knife. And this is a three pimping episode. Yeah, triple pimp. Not a single pimp, a triple pimp. How about it? Wait a minute. What goes there? Yeah, I think it's one of those. Yep. Oh, man, is that looking good. I am extremely hopeful for what I'm thinking is coming here. It looks really good. Was there a screw on the inside on this? I think there was. Goof. Yeah, there it was. Okay, yeah, no, there wasn't. One of these has that, but it ain't this one. Yeah, this one's standard material. Wait a minute though. Yeah, it's this right here. Sure enough. It does have it. Okay, yeah, so that screw fits under that scale and it goes right there. Yep. All right. We're back to where we were. Put a little bit on the detent ball track. Backspacer. I mean, it's actually a pretty neat design because on the outside, there doesn't appear to be hardware. It's all on the inside here. Let me make sure you get that snug. Okay. The another thing on this piece, which if you go to the full video, you can find me talking about this, but it's got these big thumb studs, but they're shortened and subdued. And to me, an example of what they should be doing with those. So they're much shorter. See how much shorter they are? Like the standard ones would be, I don't know, a couple of millimeters deeper. A little wiggle there. Yeah, buddy. Look at this thing, man. Sweet. All right, come on, man. Let's wrap up. There's a lot left on this video. There we go. It's got crown screws. The pocket clip itself is recessed down into the micarta. Oh, pardon me. But these are good crown screws and it's recessed, so this thing runs really well in the pocket. Let's check that blade play one more time. Make sure we're snug. Oh man, is that nice. Wowie, wowie, wow. Yeah, what a transformation that made, huh? Look at this thing. Beautiful. That gray, that stonewash. Wonderful. Yeah, just completely transformed that drab, green, old micarta look that was going on there. And now this thing is And the ergonomics on this knife, wow, this is, I mean, it's one of my favorites, man. It's simple, it's a budget piece, but golly, is it nice. All right, we got to do the next one. Let's put this one over here, and we will go to this one. Yeah, let's get it put together. We're just going to dump our parts and pieces out here and get to it. Beautiful chunk of N690 steel on this one. This is a girthy knife, man. This is not a little knife. It is a little knife, but it is a girthy behemoth of a knife. I mean, just thick. It's a handful. A complete handful of knife. Where are we at? Here we go. Having some alignment issues here, but I had alignment issues when I took it apart too, so I'm not surprised. There it is. This one should be better because we should be lined up now. Nope. Let's back the pivot out a little bit, I guess. Create a little room. There it goes. Okay. All right. I mean, where would I be if I didn't have challenges? Look at the size of stop pin in this knife. That is a big stump of a stop pin for sure. Get our backspacer in. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. No. There's no that. Just this. Oh, nice. Nice. Hey, let me know down in the comments what you think about these pimping my knife videos, because I do a lot of this that I don't show on the channel. Like, you know, it's my private pleasure, right? Like, I love, you know, taking some of these knives and, you know, taking them down to my polisher and polishing out the bolsters and, you know, different things. And so, you know, the question is it stuff you guys want to see? You know, guys and gals, I guess. I don't know how many gals follow my channel, but if there's one, let's make sure you're covered. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you guys want to see this stuff or not. Now, I didn't cover dyeing the scale. You know what I mean? I didn't get into that because I've got another video on how to do that. There's a couple of videos on how to dye scales. I mean, if I need to do a new one, I don't mind. We set up a camera and kind of show how I'm doing my jars and all that now. It's so simple how I do all that now. There it is. It's not very locked up, I can tell you that. I may have to mess with that. Yeah, the lockup on that is minuscule. I mean, it's tight, but whew, not a lot. There's not a lot going on there, and it's super locked up. It's going to fail there. So unless it completely smacks out, that's tight. So I think I'm going to make an adjustment to that. I need that to lock up better than it is. Faux show. Can I spidey flick it now? Yeah. That detent, man, it was way too stiff. But I can now. But I've got to make an adjustment to that lock. Okay. Took a few adjustments, but we're home. So now let's get the pocket clip on here and we'll get that last one together. This is a David Chin design. And David Chin has been contributing to the Tucson lineup quite a bit the last several months. It's a tiny bit of lock stick on it now, but it's locking up solid. Yeah, beautiful. Got rid of that OD drab green and transformed, in my opinion, transformed this knife. Now we're going to take a look at the edge on all of these and make sure that they are legit. But let's get to this one. I'm going to grab the other scale and we will put it together. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get rid of some tools here. All right. Next. Okay. Well, I mean, there's kind of a sanding anomaly here. You know, that's off just a little bit, but it's all purpled. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let's get it back together. How about that? It's got a lanyard hole. That's kind of cool. I mean, this is a legit budget piece right here. But it's a pretty cool little slippy, you know. No steel liners, none of that going on. This blade cleaned up nice. Got all that marring off of there. Yep, turned out pretty good. Polished up the washers. And of course, this is always the challenge. You know what I mean? Trying to get that moved out of the way just enough to get our blade down in there. Ugh, so close. I thought I had it. Come on, man. Well, let me try it closed. Well, there's another ancient secret. I'm going to pull this front pivot, pull that out of the way, and then I can get my blade and everything in place. Ooh, that thing is sharp. Be touching it with my fingers. See, now I can put everything in place, lock that down, and then come back and make this the pivot point. It's going to make me earn it. There it is. Oh, it popped out. There, we got it. All right, we home. Get our other washer on. Put a little lube in there. Sweet. Yeah, I can already tell this is going to be a different knife. I mean, it just looked old and funky with that drab, old school 1970s circa micarta. And this definitely kicked it up a notch. Let's see where we're at. I mean, it's a little stiff, but I think I'm gonna be satisfied with that. Oh, yeah, buddy. All right, well, let's take a final look at all these. And then I'm not promising nothing, but I may try to do a production shot where I've got the 3 of these in the before and after. But yeah, man, am I happy with the way these pimped out? Yep. That is a wonderful cool piece. And that 14C, yeah, it's that kind of goofy sharp. What about this one? Big, tall, flat grind, N690. Yep. Beautiful. And then maybe one of my favorites, this 14C. This one could use a strop, man. Let's pick the edge up on it. Can't have it weak. All right, how'd we do? Yeah, come on. That's the kind of edge that cool piece deserves, right? All right, so this was the TS192. We've got the TS334. And we've got the TS506. All have been wonderfully pimped. Yeah, pretty cool. Appreciate you watching.